Hey y'all, welcome back to Mommy's Corner with Ashley. Today's video is about my son Titus. He is 3 years old and he's been diagnosed with having a developmental delay, a speech impairment, and having autism. This has been a journey for us. We've been moving around since he was a baby, and so we've had 3 different evaluations. We've been through it, starting over. And so the developmental delay has been the same all across all 3 evaluations, honestly, one for every year. The speech impairment started like around 2 or 3. And the autism he was diagnosed with that very recently, like this week. Because autism has always been questionable. However, it was never obvious, I guess. It was different symptoms of him having it, but it wasn't enough for the other evaluators to just diagnose him with autism, which I'm kind of happy for too, because you don't want anyone just like, oh yeah, he has autism. Like, you don't want someone to just assume and judge your child and give them different diagnoses, especially if it's not true. Okay, so today's video will be a little different too, because I'm going to be taking my hair out. Okay, so almost like a get ready with me while I do this video, kind of help me out a little bit. Okay, so we're kind of going to get into it. This will be 2 different parts to this, because I want to kind of stay focused on my little guy. I want to just stay focused. I have questions already kind of like to guide me through, so I won't be jumping from one thing to the next. Okay, so developmental delay, what it means. So basically he's delayed in 5 different areas. I'm going to put them on the screen because I didn't write that down. Go figure. But I know one is like cognitive, the other one's like social, emotional, and things like that. So he's behind. He didn't reach his milestones, and so it kind of caused an alarm in my head. It's like, okay, something's going on now. And then speech impairment. At first, during the 1 years old, we didn't worry about that part too much. You know how they say, well, kids talk when they want, when they're ready, and so we kind of gave that a little bit of time too, because he started walking late. Well, I guess like on a week of his first birthday, and so we'll give the speech thing a little time. Shedding hair already. And so, like I said, around getting closer to the 2 years old age, we're like, okay, he's not really talking. So let's get another evaluation done. And like I said, we had to start over because we were moving anyway, so that came up in the evaluation as well. And then the autism, like I said, he was recently diagnosed. And like I said, it's always been questionable. That's what kind of made us get him evaluated the first time. Like, okay, he got a few symptoms. We want to just make sure before we kind of just put a pass on it. And, yeah, he's been diagnosed with that this week. And so, like, with the communication, that's one of the biggest things that stand out to a lot of people. Like, he's not able to communicate. And so his speech therapist told us to put some cards around the house to kind of help him communicate with us. So finally we put some up for morning routine, nighttime routine. And so this morning he went to the car, was like, brush teeth. I was like, okay. And it's not that he can't talk, like he's not nonverbal. He's actually starting to add some words to his vocabulary, which is amazing. And we're so proud, because you gotta think, Most parents at 3 years old, when their kid is 3 years old, they're already talking. So for us, he's 3, he's just starting to talk, and we're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? So yes, it's very, it's just a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. Oh, sorry, y'all. It's a really good feeling. So yeah, he's actually starting to come around. He's talking. He can count to 20, like 22. He say his alphabets. And so it's getting there, but there are still some missing pieces when it comes to directions. Even still hearing his name, he won't really respond that well. So there's still a few things that we still have to work on with the communication, but that is one of my main concerns, is him communicating with us and us with him. I said, staying on task. Things that calm him. And so, okay. So, like I said, he's 3. And when you're 3, you have temper tantrums still. You're still trying to see. Excuse me. When you're 3, you're still trying to see what you can get away with. Like that's, part of the phase of being 3. So he still has temper tantrums. However, I don't know. I really don't know how to word it, because one of my questions is things that calm him. Because I know for some people, some parents, when their children are autistic, they kind of have these fits sometimes, and it's kind of hard to calm them down. And it's not easy. I mean, it's just like any other temper tantrum, whether you're in public or at home. It's not easy to always deal with. You get frustrated and overwhelmed a lot of times. And so, the only thing for us is to actually hold him and rub his back and, just comfort him. Like, I feel like you should do that with any kid anyway. Because sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want them to stop. Let's be real. You just want them to stop, but you have to kind of think back and stop being selfish and kind of cool yourself off too. I'm like, okay, baby, just come here. Just come here and give me a hug. Give me a hug. You rock them. You do what you got to do in order to, calm them down. It's not always easy. Especially when they're in public and they see something they want. Jesus. Have mercy. Jesus have mercy. And so activities he likes, they can probably kind of help him get out of a funk. Obviously, the first choice to make him calm down is to give him what he wants. No parent likes to do that, especially if you're more of a stricter parent. You don't want to do that. But I think activities for him, that kind of help him get off. He's into like the mimicking now. He's imitating things off, certain shows he watches. So we kind of do that because his mood changes very fast. I will say that if it's not like a real hysterical cry, his mood can change instantly. So we'll try to do like, I wasn't even on that track, and he'll be like, like laughing through his tears and kind of help him calm down again. And we'll kind of just repeat it over and over so he can kind of calm down and get back into his happy place. But it's not always easy. It's not always easy. But yeah, back to activities he likes. His wooden train tracks, he's really into that now. That's one of the things he can focus on a little bit longer as opposed to his other toys, like the cars and whatever junk is over there. His fire trucks and stuff like that. He's really into trains now. Or anything with a racetrack, honestly. We have a Tonka truck, not a Tonka truck, but like a truck racing track outside. He has the magic tracks in his room. So we have a track for inside the front room, his room, and on the balcony. So he's into tracks right now. Yeah. I guess this is kind of jumping into the next one. I put next what's his progress been. And that's just relating back to all 3 evaluations. So he's, like I said, he's been doing better. He's starting to talk. Not as clear as we would like, but we understand what he's saying. We understand what he's saying, and so that's a fresh. That's a breath of fresh air. Jesus. Like I say, he's trying, to listen a little bit more. So he's starting to focus on one thing at a time. His transitions are still a little bit off, and learning how to play correctly is still a thing for him. But we are seeing improvements. He's getting a little bit older. It's getting there. But like I said, with COVID happening, it's kind of hard to measure because he actually went to school this year. But he was only there for a few weeks, and then he was gone. But even while he was in school, I mean, we can tell that he really enjoyed going. He loves a routine, and he likes getting out of the house. That's one thing. He likes to get out of the house. He's not like me. He's not a homebody. But he was really enjoying that routine and just, seeing new people and, doing something different. So that has been really a great thing. And what's next? Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long. What's next? What's next for Titus is another speech therapist while school is out. Also, a follow-up with his new behavioral developmental pediatrician. It's a mouthful, I know. Hopefully next month we can get another meeting going to see what's actually next. Like, what other resources does she recommend that we do with him at home, and just going forward and making out another plan for him, as opposed to waiting until school starts in August, hopefully in August, to start our new IEP. And that's it for this video. I just need a little break in between. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.